that front, that's going to create Hey, everybody. I'll let a few of you join in. Cleaning up some windows. Was hoping to stay away for a while, but this one got a little more interesting. Okay, so this cell is exhibiting some pretty strong rotation. This is in the mid-levels. We're looking at about 5,800 feet up. So this is the storm near Pacton. This is going to be south of Winfield on 167, about to cross 167, and then it's going to cross 84, most likely just east of Winfield. Okay, so you can see over the last few scans, it's really ramped up, and then it maintained in this last one, not quite as strong. But if I go in here and look and see what the velocities are, we're looking at around 34 toward and 17 to 26 away. So about 60 miles an hour of rotational velocity there. In the last scan, it was up to around 100. This is mid-levels. When I go to the low levels, I'm not seeing it. So I see something, but I don't see the strong low-level rotation. So I wanted to jump on and at least give you a look at this because it looked better than it did when I got off the air. So I wanted to at least mention that. And then the National Weather Service in Shreveport said they were monitoring it because they also saw the same thing that I was looking at. So a lot of lightning with that storm between Pacton and Winfield. Reflectivity showing a pretty strong hook on it. And let me see something there. Is that a pretty good hail core? Yeah. Let me cut through that. All right, so I'm going to take a look and see what's going on with this. Those blacks, that's pretty dense. That's showing a good hail core, probably quarter-ish sized. You can see it's a suspended core up around 10 to 20,000 feet, so most of that would be frozen as you get on the north side of that storm. Could be falling out, but that's where we have that elevated hail core. Could have some quarter-sized hail in there, so don't be surprised if you see that. And then there is that hook that we're seeing right there, which looks pretty interesting when you're looking at that vertical slice of this. Let's go back to the regular old radar into the DMA look. Okay, so the most likely area for hail is going to be on the south side of Winfield. So once you come around that big bend and come out of Winfield, heading south on 167, be careful. You could run into some hail if you're heading north out of Pacton on 167. Could be the same. And we have that wind shear that we're seeing on radar. So no tornado warning, but there is a tornado possible tag on this one. And the Shreveport radar was really showing this well. So that's what we're looking at on the southern end of this storm. There is also, you can see kind of a bounded weak echo region. So it's kind of like a hook, but it's a little further up in the clouds here. And you can also see a very distinct hail core there south of Winfield, from southwest of Colgrade, south of Winfield to north of Pacton, just kind of right in between there. If you are if you're on Russell Grant, Adams Road, Tabernacle Road, L. Sullivan Road, Deer Pen Road, you could be seeing some hail here shortly. And then further to the southwest, let's see who's in that. Bowie Road, Coleman Road. Those areas could see quarter-size hail, possibly even a little bit larger with how that one looks right now. Let's see what the interpolation, yeah, it's showing 2-inch hail. Now, 2-inch hail, that's a little bigger than golf balls. That would be a loft, I think. I don't think that's probably making it to the ground, but it is possible. I think hail is making it to the ground. If you have any reports on that, that would be awesome if you could let me know what you're seeing on this. Any sort of reports you can safely give are always a good thing. I'm just tightening this up. There we go. That way it's pointing at my face. Okay, so severe thunderstorm warning continues until 6:30 p.m. Uh, that it is now 6:07. We have another storm there forming over the lake, but really nothing much going on to the south. Let me go and look at the radar down south. None of these storms are ramping up yet, so that cap is still holding. And I'm still waiting on that Lake Charles sounding. When it comes back in, I'm sure they've released the balloon by now because they have clear enough air to do so. So I'm just waiting for that to hit. But I wanted to jump on, even if it's brief, to let you know that I'm watching that storm and that storm is pretty stout and has a decent hail core with it. Some small hail on that one, but this one right here not only has that hook, it also has the potential for some damaging hail up to I'm not going to say up to golf ball size. I will say that easily $quarter to $half size out of that one, quite possible. And BTI is at 4.6. That takes into account the conditions that are like the ambient conditions around that storm and how that storm looks, what it's profiling like on radar, how the velocity profiles, all that stuff comes together, and they have a little algorithm that spits that out for me. So this storm continues on toward the northeast. It will get out of our area once it crosses into Caldwell Parish, and then you can tune into the digital weather desk, or he, I believe, was live. Jared was live still with this one a little while ago. So Jared, he's going to be covering this stuff up here. We kind of border parishes here, so we both take Wynn Parish. So Wynn Parish, you're always like, I'm on the border. Nobody focuses on me. Well, you got two guys focusing on you now. We love you. All right, so those storms are continuing on toward the northeast. We have that one severe thunderstorm warning that is going on right now. So let me, where did I put that? Hold on. I was charging my phone just to make sure. Didn't run out of battery later. Don't worry, we have generator power if need be, but I am just going to leave this here to see. Yeah, that hail core is pretty much strengthening up right now. So if you are south of Winfield, or if you're in Winfield, don't head south unless you want dents in your car. If you're trying to get an insurance claim, I guess do your thing. But this is probably going to be $quarter to $half size hail. And that is mainly going to be right there in that narrow strip from Colgrade down through north of Moore and south of Winfield. So probably about 3 or 4 miles south of Winfield is where that is. And again, right now, Manual Long Road, I don't know if it's Manual or Manuel, Tabernacle Road, L. Sullivan Road, and that has shifted a little bit toward the northeast. Let's take a look at velocity on that scan. I'm not seeing anything too off the wall. That's off the Fort Polk site, though, so we'll go up to Shreveport, and that's much better. So this storm, it did have a brief uptick in rotation. You can see another one that this has been like two storms running together for a little while now. Let me go back and show you why I jumped on. Once I saw that, I was like, okay, we had, it was like 74 inbound and 28 outbound or something. That's 100 miles per hour. So I wanted to jump on. And then as soon as I did, we saw it continue, but then slowly weaken. So it looks like it's weakening. There's still some rotation in there, but I really think the main threat with that one is probably going to be the hail. Let me look at the Shreveport radar site. It doesn't look huge, but it could be quarter size there between Winfield and Pacton on 167. You hear it in Allah, yeah, you hear it, but you're probably. Let me see. Let me put this in motion. See if this is going to clip you. I think it's going to head into Caldwell Parish. There is going to be more. All this stuff out here in Texas, we're going to see a big uptick in things as we get a little further into the future here. Let me show you on the latest HRRR model what it's showing. That's Alexandria, 73 degrees right now, dew point 71. It is soupy out there. This is January, folks. So storms firing overhead by 9 or 10 o'clock, and then possibly some training cells there. Let's take a look at how much rain that would mean. And this is a forecast. This is not a forecast. This is a model run. So you can see there, there will be haves and have-nots. It's showing hardly anything over Beauregard Parish. These yellow strips showing 2 inches. And I show you this, or 2+ inches. I show you this to show you how widely or wildly these are going to, these totals could move from just, 10 miles across. Lafayette, 0.47. Again, not a forecast, a model. But up toward Carencro, 2 to 3 inches. Again, a model, not a forecast. So these yellow areas, it just shows you how there will be stripes of this heavier rain throughout the area. These vary with each run, but they have been pretty consistent on this very heavy rainfall from central Alabama down through southeast Mississippi or southern Mississippi. Let's take one more look at, let's see. Let's go through the SPC outlooks, because this is kind of a low-key update here. I didn't jump on for a tornado warning or anything. And it looks like there's a little bit of a break in things. So we still have our slight risk. The hail risk is at 15%. So that includes that storm up there in Wind Parish right now. So that is verifying there. They're seeing some hail right now, most likely. Then the wind outlook, 15% risk of wind. So this could be in excess of 58 miles per hour. That's what the forecast would be here. And then the Storm Prediction Center has a 5% risk for tornadoes within 25 miles of a point. And that is something we hope does not happen. We hope those winds veer around to the southwest, and then that reduces that wind shear, and we just get all the rain that we need. That would be lovely. Let's see. Yes, Vidalia looks rough around 10. That was just a model, but it gives you an idea of how things are going to kind of come together. And you can't get too specific with it, but certainly watching all that. Let me take a look at the Toledo Bend camera because it looked like a storm was kind of right overhead there. Seeing if I see any lightning or anything. Nope, not seeing anything. It's dark now, so the cameras won't have quite as much use unless we get a ton of lightning. One more look at this. First off, look at these storm reports. We've had 5 tornadoes reported from northeast of Jackson down toward Laurel, Mississippi, and this morning we had these near Columbia and Tylertown. And then we had tornado warnings, but those have since expired, so I am going to just go ahead and back away from the microphone and keep on just looking at stuff. But I wanted to jump on and let you know that I saw this storm. There was some decent rotation with it, but it looks like as that pushes northeast, we're losing a little bit of that as it crosses into Caldwell Parish here in the next 20 minutes or so. All right. No, Donnie, it's not. We're going to get some rain here. It's coming through. I mean, I'm telling you, yes, this part is definitely staying north, but